Hey, what's up, everybody? It's JR. I'm here with my boy, Chris Chelios. We're here at the Scout on Wabash in Chicago getting ready for the Coors Light viewing party. It's Wednesday Night Rivalry on NBC Sports Network tonight. Got an awesome game tonight. It's one of the reasons I got Chelly with me. Chicago Blackhawks versus the Blues. Everybody knows what kind of rivalry that was. And you see everybody's getting excited. See Chelly's taking some pictures with the kids. Lots of Hawks fans coming around. Wave, say hi. Chelly.
Hi, guys.
Say hi. What's going on?
How are you guys? That light's kind of in the way.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We'll get you over here. Chelly, what are some of the good memories you have about the St. Louis-Chicago rivalry days?
Well, the good ones are when we won, obviously, and a couple of memories of the ones that didn't go so well. I think the one that sticks out in my mind when we had that 1 year where Brett Hull interfered with, or allegedly interfered with Eddie behind the net on an overtime goal. Eddie ended up livid. He went crazy. Went in the dressing room swinging a sticky end.
That was an overtime, by the way. It was an overtime.
Yeah, I know. Bobby Basson scored, or who shot from the left board? I was right there.
Yeah, I think it was Bobby Basson, and it was an overtime, and we lost the game, and Eddie lost his mind. Yeah. You can see him snapping. You see some of the highlights tonight on Sports Network. You'll see. Yeah. You'll see it.
I just have this vision of Eddie on our dressing room floor with 4 inches of stick left in his hand, and then he was on the floor like he was going through a seizure and kicking, and it was scary. But again, great rivalries. That whole building was unreal, loud.
Do you remember when in between periods we got locked in the room and the door literally jammed. The door jammed. We couldn't get out. They had to bring a forklift.
Well, first off, Keenan put his foot through one of the fans and broke his toe, and his foot was stuck in the fan in the room, and then everybody started laughing, and then there's tug of wars with guys, sticks, keep pound. It was crazy, and then when the door didn't open, everybody went absolutely bananas, and I think we were late getting out. Just one of the crazy things.
I think it was Brett Hull. I think Brett Hull put his stick in between the doorway so he couldn't get out.
Right.
And Keenan was a crazy man. Chelly talked about him kicking a fan. Yeah. There's one time where he came in, he was so mad. There was an ice chest, an ice bucket that was sitting in the middle of the floor, and usually the ice bucket is empty. Well, it wasn't empty this time. It was full of ice, right, Chel?
Yeah.
And he went to kick it, and he broke his toe, and he was so embarrassed that he kicked it so hard that he bit his tongue, he bit his lip to make sure he didn't scream. Then he walked out of the locker room and literally fell on the ground in shearing pain, right, in the second half of the game.
Yeah,
right?
There was never a dull moment with Mike. I can't remember when one time he burned his lips with one of those things on his lips. He had, his lips were...
Oh, it was for the cold, when you have canker sores, when you have a cold sore. Mike Keenan put one of those things that you put on for a cold sore, and he put it down too far.
Well, the trainer forgot to explain to him you're just supposed to dab the spot right on the sore, and he rubbed it all over his lips and ended up breaking us on the bench. So again, he took it out on us. We were laughing at him. So.
He had it all over his mouth. His lips were all white. Hey, Chelly, I got a couple of questions that guys are asking. Who wins the game tonight? That comes from Damir Huzavanic. I can't say your last name. Sorry. Who's going to win tonight?
Well, I'm going to go with the Hawks just because I'm a bet with my heart all the time. But they've been playing well. The Hawks as of late. Obviously, St. Louis always plays it tough. It's going to be a physical game, I would think.
Which team is surprising you? Let me say this again. Which team is surprising you guys the most this year?
You know what? I look at Edmonton. Finally, it looks like they're starting to come together, that young group of teams. So I would say Edmonton's playing some great hockey. Yeah. And Winnipeg with that Line. Unbelievably, the young kids that have come. This draft's unreal. Matthews, what he's done off to a great start with Toronto. They're about 500, but still. But Edmonton, all those Canadian teams that got all those high picks, it's paying off for them.
Line, rookie, 18 years old, 19 years old. He's already got 2 hat tricks on the year. Mine, Chelly, is the Rangers. Rangers have played some really, really good hockey, playing with so much speed. They look pretty good.
We played them in the beginning of the year, and it was like we look like a minor league team with the breakaways, the outnumbered situation, all speed, like you mentioned. Lundqvist looks like he's playing. They've gone through injuries over the past couple of years, including Lundqvist, and pretty significant injuries to the defensemen. So they're back to where they were a few years back.
Well, I'll let Chelly get to some autographs. You can see he's got some autographs here. He's got some people. I'm actually going to go out into the bar talk to some fans, see what they're looking forward to. So all you Blues fans, we're in a Chicago bar, so we're going to see what they have to say. My buddy here has a Patrick Kane shirt on. He's a Patrick Kane
big fan.
Here you go, right here. See? Patrick Kane.
Yeah,
so, dude,
right here.
You guys having fun? You guys here to watch the game?
Oh, we're having a lot of fun. We're here.
Okay, so
big rivalry.
Someone just asked, which is a stupid question to ask you, but who's going to win? What's the score tonight?
I got the Hawks. Got to go 4-2. Taking the over in the Hawks.
Who are they playing?
Let me ask you a question.
The Blues. Big rivalry.
I got to ask you a question. Is the rivalry the same in Chicago now without having Backus in there for St. Louis? Because you know how Backus would always go after Taves. You had Seabrook that knocked Backus. Keith that knocked. Seabrook that knocked Backus out. And then the wakey by. Is it the same kind of rivalry without having Backus there?
Always a big rivalry. Always. Means a lot as a Chicago fan. We got to take down St. Louis tonight.
All right. How about you guys over there? You guys are big fans, right? Who's your favorite player?
Kane.
Kaner.
Okay, so it's all Kane here?
Roenick.
No, see, there's a
Roenick.
He knows his stuff. All right, so listen. So 5 wins in a row for the Hawks, right?
Yeah.
Do you think even with the guys they have changed, the young guys, they can have a chance to win a cup this year?
100%. They're going.
Okay. What do they need? What do you think?
Win total?
No, what do you think they need just to make sure that they have the best chance of getting to the finals?
Yeah, Health.
That's it?
No injuries.
Yeah. What's for the young guys?
They have the talent as long as they stay in.
Well, how about St. Louis? Let's talk about St. Louis. St. Louis is supposed to get to the finals, right? St. Louis is supposed to get to the finals, and they haven't been able to get there. Why do you think?
They're like the Cubs of hockey. Like the Cubs of hockey. There you go.
All right, the Cubs of hockey, 108 years. St. Louis has never won a cup, but they're close. Hold on, I got a question here from my buddy. Hold on. What's your question?
JR, I've been wondering, you played pretty late into your career, right?
Yeah.
How late did you play?
I played till I was 39.
So let me ask you, kind of in the NBA, you know how Kobe, MJ had to switch around their game a little bit.
Yeah.
How do you adapt to being an older player? Because obviously your speed and reaction time are going to decrease a little bit. How did you adapt?
You use the brain, man. You gotta use the brain. You have to work out harder, first of all. You have to put in more hours in the gym. You got to make sure you're working on your strength, eating right. You got to stay away from this stuff. As much as you possibly can.
Best beer ever.
Yeah, Coors Light. It's a Coors Light viewing party, right? So that's okay to do. But you know what? You use your brain more. When you get older, you got to go to the positions better. You got to know where the puck's going, anticipation.
What do you avoid doing? What do you try to do less of?
He says, what do I try to avoid doing less of? That.
No, I mean like on down the ice. Like, what do you try? Like on the things, like when you get older, you're like,
you know what? You just don't stick handle as much. Don't make the moves that you used to have been able to when you were younger. Maybe your hands were better, right? That's a good question by him. What don't you do, right? When you're getting older, just keep it. You have to keep it much more simple. Don't try to get it complicated, because when you get older, you can't do as much as you used to do. Your hands don't work as well. Your brain doesn't think as fast. So
I got a question for you.
Okay, we got another question. Hold on, one on.
For the youth of America, can you talk a little bit about where hockey's at in the United States? One of the all-time greats when it comes to scoring goals. What do you got to say for the young goal scorers?
I know. I think that's a good question, but we'll all have to see. We didn't do too well in the World Cup this year, so we're going to need some guys to step up. But if you talk about our youth, like our NHL youth, we got some pretty good players in Austin Matthews. We got Dylan Larkin. We got some serious players coming up. Yeah, we got Jack Eichel. So we got some studs coming up in terms of NHL. And our junior teams are always really good. USA Hockey does a great job, by the way. USA Hockey does a great job. The American model is awesome. American development model, very good. Guys, thanks. Appreciate your time. All right, so that's us. We're getting ready for a hit. Make sure tonight we have a hit. NBC Sports Network around 6:30 Chicago time, 7:25 Eastern time. I got Chris Chelios. We'll have a little fun talking about the rivalry. All right, everybody. Thanks for tweeting in. We'll talk to you later.